why are artists trying to keep the label of artist creator for themselves, gatekeeping the term artist, painter, whatever, basically. This is a thing that comes up a lot. I've noticed in people's videos that there will be a specific field of expertise, and then there are people within that field of expertise that are going to be kind of gatekeeping that. And yeah, I see the same thing happening with art. And I had a really great phone call with a friend of mine earlier that kind of gave me this idea again of organizing a free intuitive painting class. So I've done this a few years ago, an intuitive painting class for just anyone. You do not have to have any drawing skills. You do not need to be good at it. You just need to have an open mind and have a desire to express what you are channeling or what is wanting to come through in a visual way. And it doesn't matter if the composition of what you're drawing is not realistic. It does not matter that the colors are not realistic. It does not matter that you don't know anything about shading and lighting, or it doesn't matter if you've never even painted. If you have no idea how to work with any of these art mediums, it doesn't matter. And if you then call yourself not creative, oh, I'm not creative, I don't know. You are, per definition, a creator because you are here as an embodiment of the creator of all things, which makes you a creator being. So that is why this conversation with my friend basically sparked this. Because she started painting, drawing, and I asked her, send me your drawings, I would love to see them. And then we noticed in this conversation that like the conditioning popped up of like, oh, I'm not a creative person, like they're not good, or they're not. And I'm like, what is the definition of good? What is the definition of a good painting, a good drawing? And I have an art background. I went to school for 4 years and studied art. I have seen a lot of traditional schooled painters, artists that actually have a degree, and their paintings are real shitty. A lot of them are not good. And so I'm like, what gives them the right to call themselves an artist? Because they earned it on a piece of paper, because I've earned it on a piece of paper. That does not make me more of an artist than somebody that is simply expressing, just like how you would be journaling. If you are journaling spontaneously what is coming through, that doesn't mean you want to start selling these paintings. You could be doing this like how people journal, that you simply have a journal with drawings for yourself, where you are processing the stuff that is coming through. And so that is what our conversation was about, and this is just a very good way for people to get in tune with their inner creator. And perhaps you have trouble channeling spirit guides with words. If you can just draw what comes through, paint what comes through without judging yourself, this is also you connecting to God, to your spirit team, to your higher self. And I guess what I want to do with this class is deprogram artists that have received traditional art schooling, deprogramming them into basically painting intuitively in a way that is spirit-led, not scholarly-led, not led by your academic background in the art community industry. And I had to deprogram 4 years of art school before I allowed myself to intuitively paint, before I allowed myself basically to use these art mediums, different paints, different textures, different papers in a way that felt intuitive and not what I had learned for 4 years. So in a way, people that don't have this background have an advantage because you don't have that program. And it's all about, they more have a program of, oh, I'm not an artist, I'm not good enough. And the whole point is, you are already good enough. Like children that are drawing, they are never gonna ask themselves like, oh, is this good enough? Is this good enough? And I'm talking about young children who are very spontaneous, who are just picking up pencils and a piece of paper and they just start drawing. And then there comes a point in most people's lives where they kind of stop drawing and they kind of say, oh, this is for children. Or there's people like me who then take it seriously and start going to art school, and then the conditioning pops in of this needs to be good, this needs to be better, it's not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And I still do this. I still do this. When I do portraits for people, I'll catch myself saying, oh, this is not good. But then I feel the higher self of the person coming in. I feel the guide, the person, the being that I'm drawing coming in saying, this is exactly the way this portrait is supposed to be. You are not listening to the rules. You are listening to an energy and you are the channel for this energy. We are simply using your skills that you have trained in for 4 years, but that is it. So if I can do this, you can do this, because every person is going to have their own style and you don't need to do anything with this. But you can just do this for yourself. So if this is something that sounds like it would be fun, you want to explore it, I would love to see and brainstorm with you. So put it in the comments how you would like to receive this free intuitive painting class, like an Instagram live, a Zoom that we agree on beforehand that you can kind of all join. And if you can't join live, this will just be a very slow-paced class and you don't have to have any skills, like I said, and I'll just step by step get into it. So let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you have experience with art, if you maybe have art training, if you recognize yourself in this story, if you like painting and drawing, but you don't really share it with other people because you're afraid of what they're gonna say. Let me know in the comments if you would like to be a part of this free intuitive painting class, which is basically the same thing. It is intuitive development because it's a different way of allowing spirit to come through. And this ties in with the conversation that I've had before about AI and how artists are gatekeeping art, saying AI is not art, it can never be art. And then there's me with and I know that, like, I'm not like, oh, look at me with my 4 years of art school. That's not what I'm saying. It is because I want to make sure that people understand that this does not make me any more special. Anyone that wants to express themselves in an artistic way is an artist, period. I am not more of an artist simply because I have it on paper. So if you want to join me for this class, let me know in the comments. Bye bye.